my name is Barugon1966, also known as Six Doctor, and this is my thoughts on Warhammer 40k Dawn of War Soulstorm. Warhammer 40k Dawn of War Soulstorm is the third expansion to the real-time strategy video game Warhammer 40k Dawn of War. Developed by Iron Law Entertainment, like its predecessor, Soulstorm is based on Games Workshop's tabletop wargame Warhammer 40k and introduces a multitude of new features to the Dawn of War series. It can be used as standalone, and so does not need the original Dawn of War disc to run, but players must have the prior games installed and valid CD keys in order to play as anything but the two new races online, which you can easily forget because you can buy the Master Collection on Steam that it works properly. So, this game introduces two main factions, the Dark Eldar and the Sisters of Battle, and also balances the Necron somewhat. It's not really, they are still broken, but not as much as in Dark Crusade. And I call this the definite Dawn of War experience because this is the most complete game of them all. It doesn't have a campaign, I mean it has, but it is some kind of a tabletop experience. It doesn't have a story like the original base game. And yes, I can tell you that it's much better than the base game. So, let's get back to the new factions. The Sisters of Battle. They are really good. They work properly, and they are often used in multiplayer, and one of my favorite classes in this entire game. The Dark Eldar are somewhat of a rush class, some kind of a Zerg copy. They are really good at early game, but they suck long after early game. Like when you're 10 minutes into the game, you already had your first places, Space Marine, your HQ add-on, your Monastery HQ add-on, and you get the normal Space Marine squad upgraded with all its flamethrowers and missile launchers. They won't stand a chance. And what do I mean by they balanced the Necrons? So they are not so overpowered as much as they were in Dark Crusade. So when they were in Dark Crusade, they were unbeatable. Like one destroyer could beat the entire squad of the enemy team, and one tank with like 3 shots. Every faction has an overpowered class, which is understandable late game when you already upgraded your HQ and already have like a path to enlightenment or something. Like in the Tau they have the Greater Norlek, which is legendary, which can kill a Necron loaded destroyer in 2 hits. Yeah, somewhat of a balanced game. It still has flaws, though. The infiltration, the early game Tau, like for instance, the stealth suits early game is kind of overpowered. It's not really because they don't damage a lot. That's the best thing about this all. But if you manage to get into a multiplayer game, which is kind of easy because Sega has bought the, so I mean not bought, they resurrected the servers, because I think if I remember correctly, THQ, the original publishers, got bankrupt, but Sega bought the game and resurrected the multiplayer server, so it's on Steam. It works 100%, as we already demonstrated in our last video in that we played multiplayer lobby together, and it's really good. But getting back to the game, the graphics are somewhat dated. I like these graphics, I like the details, but I don't like that somewhat the camera is not a top angle, it's a side top angle. If you know, if you can see about the gameplay, the camera is kind of weird first, but when you get used to it, it's kind of good. But first of all, graphics 4 out of 5. I think it's really good for this game. It's really good. So let's get to the controls. The hotkeys work perfectly. I don't use them, but I have a friend who uses hotkeys. Not really. I don't know if he uses that. Look, doesn't matter. The hotkeys work just fine. So these controls get a 5 out of 5. It's a strategy game. You can't fuck it up, but Iron Lord didn't. So let's get to the sound design. The sound design is perfect. The music is fantastic. I still listen to the soundtrack any day because it's epic. And some of these squads from Tau, Space Marine, have one of the best sound design in this entire thing. But as you can already tell, this game is not all about the sound design, it's all about the multiplayer. Because this, of course, doesn't have a campaign, as I already told. I mean, yeah, it has. That's kind of like a tutorial for the multiplayer, that's where the game's heart is. And when you get to the multiplayer and the gameplay, yeah, that's probably, I'm going to get the two together. So when you get to the multiplayer, first of all you will experience total wrecked. So when you first get into the server you will probably get wrecked. So you need to practice skirmish or with your friend against bots or with the campaign. Multiplayer works fine. For once I had it dropped me out once, yeah. I did not have any frame rate drops. That's for the performance. It's 5 out of 5 performance. And if you get back to the base of this game, yeah, that's the multiplayer. The multiplayer is the base of the game, and I can't even explain that. You have to experience for yourself because the game is hard. It's really hard. Yeah, I might add that the community is somewhat helpful. Okay, not really. Well, somewhat helpful, yeah. If you first get into the multiplayer, and probably you won't play as good as you in single player because the bots have. Well, if you play on hard, then probably you will experience the true multiplayer, but you need to use builds to get good at this game. You need to use the builds. The maps are perfect. Don't forget it. The maps in this game are perfect. It features the original maps from the base game and Winter Assault and Dark Crusade 2, and they are both good. And there are 9 main factions in the game, 2 added with this expansion I already told. So, like the Space Marine, the Tau, the Eldar, the Chaos, the Orc, the Imperial Guard, the normal Sisters of Battle, and the Necron, and doesn't get to my mind. Yeah, that's kind of about it. Yeah. Alright, so when we think about the game, it runs perfectly on modern systems, like perfectly. It is way better than any of the Dawn of War games that come after it and what came before it. And the game was released in 2008. That's like a plus point for me. So I think this game should get 4.5 out of 5. So, that was my thoughts on Warhammer 40k Dawn of War Soulstorm. So now, here's a little bit of public announcement. The gameplay will still go on, of course. And the public announcement is that I'm not going to go away now. So it's not going to 2 videos and done again for a year. It won't happen again. I try. And we're going to play more games, cooperatively with my friend, and we're going to make more videos about that. And what I have on mind is my first scripted retrospective review. Yeah, I can't tell you now which game it's going to be, but I can tell you that I will start working on it someday. Maybe next day, I don't know. But first of all, the main thing is my thoughts on and the gameplays. The review is going to take a lot of time, and it's not that easy to make. And I'm using Movie Maker, so that's another obstacle. Not really obstacle, because this is the only program that I can use to #cut my videos. It's not really cutting, it's just, I don't know, it's the most linear and I could use this pretty well. So, expect more videos in the future. And another thing, if you want to contact us, my Steam will be on the in the description below. And my friend Steam, I don't know if I put it on the description or not. So my next video will probably come out tomorrow, or maybe 2 days later. That's the final. As my schedule is up, so I can finally make more videos and everything is working perfectly. So this was Barugon1966. Please like, favorite, subscribe, and enjoy. Bye.